there. We welcome you to the first Crustacean Nation podcast only on HickoryCrawdads.com. I'm the host, Brian Rushing, the voice of the Hickory Crawdads. So glad that you could join us for our first podcast. This is something we're going to do throughout the course of this summer of 24 to tell the story about the Hickory Crawdads, the players, the coaches, the staff, everything that you've been wanting to know about this Hickory Crawdads organization in a tidy podcast version on HickoryCrawdads.com. We come back on the other side of the break. We're going to have the general manager of the club, Douglas Locascio, tell his story about being the GM of the club when we return on this inaugural podcast launch of the Crustacean Nation podcast. We'll be back in just a bit on HickoryCrawdads.com. The Hickory Crawdads and 106.9 The Light FM are pleased to welcome Micah Tyler Saturday, July 27th to LP Franz Stadium. Get your tickets now for this fantastic event. Individual tickets are $16. Group tickets, just $13. The game begins at 5 o'clock. The concert will follow immediately. We can't wait to see you Saturday, July 27th, as Micah Tyler comes to LP Franz Stadium. Hickory Crawdads baseball, abide by the claw. And we welcome you back to the Crustacean Nation podcast here on HickoryCrawdads.com. So glad to have with us today the general manager of the Hickory Crawdads, Douglas Locascio. Douglas, fantastic having you on the show this week. You might as well start at the top. When you have your first podcast, go ahead and bring on the general manager. Thank you for spending a little time with us.
I'm glad I can join and set the bar low for just the bar to be raised the rest of this season. But it's great to be a part of the inaugural podcast here.
Well, there's no question that Crustacean Nation absolutely wants to hear from you. And part of what we want to hear about is you're here at every game, highly visible, all that kind of thing. But I know you look the part of a guy that looks executive and really takes care of the fans and all this kind of stuff. But your day gets started way before anybody walks into this ballpark to watch Hickory Crawdads baseball. What is a day in the life of the GM, Douglas Locascio, here in Hickory?
You know, that is a great question, and it's ever evolving. It kind of depends on what's going on. This week, people have heard from me and probably seen me more than they've wanted, and that's only because weather's been an issue. So we're constantly evaluating that. If it's a weather-ready day, as we call it, then we're just constantly monitoring the radar and watching. Communication is huge. In one of our high priorities amongst our staff, but just our organization and what we highly operate off of. We want to over-communicate, and sometimes it seems repetitive where we say, hey, we don't have an update, but the update is no update. And so we don't want people to be left out in the dark. You do that, you still leave people in the dark. You're in a rain situation, you're staring at a radar, you're waiting for the next update, and you don't know what to do, so you just kind of wait it out for the next one, and fans are like twiddling their thumbs and being like, oh, why can't they make a decision? There's so many things that go into that. But a typical workday, we get in the office around 8:30, and just start checking things off our to-do list, whether that's reports from the night before, and just verifying what the attendance was, making sure that matches with the box score, to meeting with staff, meeting with sponsors, meeting with groups, booking those, selling individual tickets, you name it. So we get going, go down probably around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock to the clubhouse, meet with the manager, make sure everything's on the same page from the staff standpoint to our standpoint, grab some lunch potentially. And when I say grab lunch, you're grabbing Taco Bell, something close by, especially on a weather day, and you're just eating at your desk because we're answering the phone. We are a full-time staff of 12, but of that 12, 2 are our groundskeepers. So, there's only 10 of us in the front office, and we're all juggling around. We're getting the groups, the hospitality areas ready, this and that, and also looking forward to the rest of the season. So it's not just what's currently going on. Then you fast forward, you get close to game day, and you get close to the gates opening. You're doing a walk of the concourse. You're checking things off, making sure the facility's clean, the garbage has been picked up, the cleaning crew didn't miss anything, those sort of things. So you're just kind of every day is different, and that's honestly what is exciting. But you get to walk around this beautiful ballpark and just engulf yourself in this great community, and it's just really cool and unique. And I can truly say each day here at the ballpark is a different day, and I've seen something new or been a part of something new each and every day.
Now, in the course of an average or typical day, and I'm using air quotes when I give you that, everything is pretty much fixated around the best experience possible for fans when they get to the ball yard and making sure that this baseball team is well taken care of in the process. But during the off season, when there's no games, there is a shift. From your standpoint, as it relates to you, your staff, and everyone involved with the Crawdads organization, when does that off-season switch turn to more of a game day style switch for you?
Yeah, so the off-season, it kind of clicks to off-season mode. Usually it's about the last week of September. You get the season all wrapped up. The players are out of here. You're doing your end-of-the-season reports, end-of-the-season analysis, and stuff of that nature. So just say October 1st. For us, COVID taught us a lot, and we've really ramped up our non-game day events. So we kind of have a different mode. It's the off-season mode, but it's special event mode. So we're doing kickball. We're doing showcase baseball. You name it, we're trying to do things out here at the ballpark. Then kind of mid-November gets here. You're in a lull probably from mid-November through first week of January. When that New Year ball drops, you know it's go time, and the countdown is on. You know how many games you have, how many days you got till opening day, and it is a snowball effect. You think you got plenty of time, but we talk in the office a lot about harvesting. And so we are sowing and planting our seeds in October and November. So when January, February come around, we have a fruitful harvest and are ready to harvest and be ready for a great season.
Douglas Locascio here with us on our first Crustacean Nation podcast on HickoryCrawdads.com. Now, Douglas, your job, is a little bit different as GM of the Hickory Crawdads than it would be for, say, Chris Young of the Texas Rangers. Chris Young is looking for the next big deal to make the Rangers team, competitive, another World Series championship. Yours is a little different. From your standpoint, what are some of the most significant differences between Chris Young or a major league GM and what you're doing here for the Hickory Crawdads?
Chris sends us the players. We make sure the players are taken care of here. From that standpoint, everyone hears, oh, you're a GM of a baseball team. Oh, are you deciding what player's going here or there? No, I kind of associate it as running a business. We are running the business side, and I'm very fortunate to have phenomenal staff here that makes my job that much easier. Never be the sharpest tool in the toolbox is kind of a saying that I have in that aspect. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to rely on other people. And so we've assembled a fantastic staff here, and it makes my job so much easier. And just lucky to be a part of that. But from a player side, the Rangers and everything like that, they are handled from our farm team, our farm director and Chris and everyone from there. And so we just run the business side. So what's between the lines is ran by the Rangers, and what is led from the stands up top from the experience side is ran by Diamond Baseball, the DBH Hickory.
Okay. All right. That is certainly good to note. Now, one of the things that I'm really, really grateful for is you brought audio and video back to the daily repertoire of things that you have for the fans. For those that are listening to the Crustacean Nation podcast, you may not know this, but the games are on radio. HickoryCrawdads.com. You can catch the game nightly on an audio stream. You can also catch the game on MILB.TV as well as the Bally Live app. What was the impetus for that? After an almost decade-long departure from that, what was the thought of bringing it back?
When I got promoted to general manager in May of 2019, I did an interview and was asked what the biggest change was going to be. I've been a part of the organization since 2010, so kind of been on the ground floor coming up as kind of the revitalization of the team. We've been here for over 30 years, and you kind of hit that lull and kind of build it back up. So one of the biggest initiatives that I said when I took over was that we were going to take chances. We're going to fail some, probably more than we want, but we're going to take chances, and we're going to try things. And what we're going to do is bring the best entertainment possible to our fans. If we mess up, we're going to learn from it, and we're going to see why, but we're going to take those chances. And some are going to turn into opportunities. One of the biggest things that I heard a lot of is saying, hey, in my busy life, I cannot make it to all 66 home games. And so hearing that, it's like, oh, wow. Hearing the player say, hey, my mom and dad would love to know what's going on,
sure,
and not have to listen to a visiting guy because they're biased or whatever, and talk about their son in a positive light and really get to learn about their journey. And so I kind of took it as a strong initiative to say, all right, what are our opportunities? But in the same sense, do it strategically. And so we were approached about a business opportunity with Pixelot, and that's kind of how it came about, because it simply looked at, and we're a trial program for Pixelot. We're Pixelot's first minor league team. And so it's a learning process, and what Pixelot is it's an AI-generated full video production. And then they are hearing the voice of B-Rush, and that's coming over to Pixelot TV. But in Tail, you already have it, so why not add the radio element and stuff of that nature? So it's bringing back a feature, and it's been very positively received, not only from a fan standpoint, but from the Ranger standpoint. Now the Rangers can look and be in Round Rock, Texas, watching the AAA team, but pull up their phone or pull up the listener and hear or see what's going on here in Hickory at the same time. So it's things that they didn't have at their fingertips before, and so we're just lucky to bring it back and really put our own spin on it. Like, that's what's unique about it. Like, we have a blank canvas, and we are getting to throw paint and kind of mold it and construct it however we want, and that's what we love to be a part of. And we're going to continue to take chances, not only on this, but other things, our giveaways, our promotion, our fan entertainment. And we're going to continue to see things, throw it at the dartboard, and see what sticks. And if it doesn't stick, we're just going to learn from it and get ourselves better each and every day.
You mentioned entertainment. You mentioned promotions. Of course, we're in the throes of the longest homestand of the year, happening during the middle of this first Crustacean Nation podcast. At the tail end of this particular homestand, a 13-game homestand, we're going to celebrate Memorial Day. Now, the usual thing is you'll have a salute to troops, a hero kind of thing going on, and that's great, and a lot of organizations make a really big deal out of it for one night, and the Crawdads are no exception. However, Douglas, this organization does something slightly different. It's not just a celebration of our heroes on the night prior to Memorial Day. It's done throughout the year.
Yeah, so from the Memorial Day tribute, you're exactly correct. So we are one of the, maybe the only team in minor league that does it. I don't want to fully say that, but we give 2 free tickets to all active and reserved former military members. All you have to do is show your military ID, anything that shows that you either served in it or are currently serving in it, and you get 2 free tickets to every single Crawdad game throughout the duration of the season. And that's thanks to our good friends at Hendrick Honda of Hickory.
Sure.
You couldn't thank it without a sponsor, but it was just a strong initiative. We, for the longest time, knew our goal is entertainment and entertain always. And so what way to do that, but also to give back to military who's given us so much, and we're fortunate to be able to be out here and celebrate and enjoy those things. Memorial Day also last year was the first one. It was scheduled. It got rained out, but this will be the first one where we're actually playing an evening game. So on Sunday night, we'll play at special 6:30 start and post-game fireworks show. So one of our select non-Friday fireworks shows. So just really excited to kick off the holiday weekend, or celebrate the holiday weekend, and kind of a little specialty fireworks show added to it. And also just, again, to say thanks to our military personnel who's given us so much and lets us be able to do what we do on a daily basis.
Douglas Locascio, the General Manager of the Hickory Crawdads, here with us on our first Crustacean Nation podcast that you can hear only on hickorycrawdads.com. Okay, now, Douglas, one of the things that I want to do with each and every Crustacean Nation podcast, anytime we have a guest on, I want to do a rapid-fire segment, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it In a Pinch, okay? Figured that's apropos. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions and just give us the shortest, best answer that you've got for the 3 questions. Okay, question number 1. Douglas Locascio, what's the best part of your job?
Putting smiles on fans' faces.
Okay, there you go. You're getting the hang of this. Second question, your favorite ballpark food item?
It's a new item that we just brought in this year, but I am a I'm a junk food kind of guy, and it is they are fries, but they're funnel cake fries. And so funnel cake fries from our lemonade stand where you get a fresh squeezed lemonade, but I go for the funnel cake fries.
Okay. Third question. You've been here a while at LP Franz Stadium. Who's the best player that you've seen with your own eyes wear a Hickory Crawdads uniform?
The most talent from a minor league side player that I could say I've seen, and it was just the it factor where you knew that guy was going to be something, and, you know, for whatever reason. And it's more kind of from his leadership side, Jose Trevino.
Jose Trevino.
Yep, he was a member of our 2025, South Atlantic League Championship team, or 2015, not 25.
Right, yep.
You know, 25 would be
That's
looking
okay.
forward to I'm
can
looking
speak
forward
that
to
one-
the future.
You can speak that one into existence.
In 2015, he was the true leader. Just has taken catching to a whole new level of in the day and age of framing and stuff like that. Converted shortstop here, just was mastering his craft and just his leadership. And you just knew he'd be a great ball player, but even a better person.
Douglas Locascio, thank you for being the first guest on our inaugural Crustacean Nation podcast, heard only on HickoryCrawdads.com. Thank you for spending some time with me today.
Thanks for having me, and we look forward to seeing you at the ballpark the rest of the season, and go Dads.
No doubt. When we come back on the other side of the break, we'll put a bow on this first ever Crustacean Nation podcast only on HickoryCrawdads.com. We'll be right back. Make sure that you're at LP Franz Stadium Thursday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. for the Hickory Crawdads Battle of the Bags Cornhole Tournament. Registration is just $30 for a team of 2, and you're going after a $200 grand prize. There's no denying when the bags get flying at LP Franz Stadium. That's Thursday, August 22nd. Hickory Crawdads Baseball. Abide by the claw. And just like that, we're done with our first ever Crustacean Nation podcast on HickoryCrawdads.com. We're so glad that you took a little time to learn more about the organization with us, and we're going to be doing this every home weekend here on HickoryCrawdads.com. Don't forget, the longest homestand of the season wraps up on May 26th. It's a 6:30 game against the Asheville Tourists. Be sure to join us. We'll have post-game fireworks as well as celebrating our heroes, our military, on this day prior to Memorial Day in that matchup against the Asheville Tourists at 6:30 right here at LP Franz Stadium. This is Brian Rushing, and until we're back with you next time with another Crustacean Nation podcast, don't forget, abide by the claw. We'll see you at a ball game. The Sweet Frog Claw Club is the official club for kids 12 and under. This year, a 2024 membership includes complimentary ticket to every Crawdads home game, a complimentary voucher for Speed Pitch, carousel rides, and the Bounce House each Saturday, discounts, and so much more. Make sure that you get your mom and dad to sign you up for the Sweet Frog Claw Club. Hickory Crawdads Baseball, abide by the claw.